I think one of the things that was legitimately funny about the Batman movie was when poor Alfred wakes up from being blown up and Bruce is just like,
he's just pressing him.
You lied to me.
Like, yo,
does he do the voice in this one too?
He just blew up. Like,
yes.
Come on.
For your mail. Your mail. That was your Amazon package.
I just could not. I got a good crowd.
This dude like comes to us like, oh my God, do I still have my legs? He's like, so you're lying? Huh? My dad was corrupt? Yeah, your billionaire dad did some shit.
your billionaire dad ran for mayor.
Yeah. Little Brucey.
Why would he run for mayor? Why?
Vanity. Why did
he run for president?
Yeah, why did
what happened to JFK? But that's a different talk. All right, that's a different time. No,
that's 2 a.m. talk here.
Where was Alan Dulles anyway?
Dude,
yeah, I agree. Batman. Why did George W. Bush not remember where he was that day? Anyway, listen, you're not ready for the real math.
Can you guys imagine if JFK got killed by the Riddler?
Is that the Batman #2? Is that the second one?
It would have been something that included Jackie O'Nasty in there, and he's like, "Oh, nasty." Now, what does that mean? This is.
You're just like, yeah, and then most people think that obviously then JFK was killed by the Joker, but some people think it was actually the government.
Instead of the Texas Book Depository, it's like a puzzle factory and shit.
Campaigning for hard American workers and
slumping over in a car, and there's just like green gas coming up.
But she's just trying to put it back together. She's huffing it.
The green and purple does not go with her pink.
Do you remember where you were when you found out that JFK got shot by an umbrella that was spinning?
It couldn't have been a Joker. If you get the gun where the flag comes out with the bang, fingerprints weren't even on it. All right, stay fucking woke.
JFK driving in his car, and then just suddenly Killer Croc jumps out and mauls.
Do you remember how JFK died? Yeah, there was that condiment villain that drowned him in mustard.
Yo, shout out to the Condiment King. That's a good.
I never knew about him until I think it was UAC who let me know, because I was wailing on these characters. You're like, hold on, what about the Condiment Man? I was like, I'm sorry, what? The Condiment Man.
I always thought it was weird that JFK was killed on a major holiday, and then I found out about Calendar Man.
The best part is they're real characters. Oh my God.
Yeah, and everybody remembers that famous moment in 1960s history when the man bat assassinated the president.
How did he die? Oh, rabies complication. How did he get rabies? Well, the man bat. Batman was at his mom's grave.
Then a couple days later, actually.
It was the bite happened on the 3rd, but on the 7th is when he passed.
Oh my God.
What? How JFK died? Well, he was attending a Steelers game, and then Bane took over.
We wanted to sit in the box. He insisted on field level, and boy, was that a mistake.
Imagine
thing just
he
dropped
wanted
out.
courtside seats to the football game.
Oh,
that's the thing that the Dark Knight Rises just doesn't deal with.
Thing.
What does the NFL do when that happens? When two of their teams are just dead because they fell into
what they do, Jake? You know what they do? They open up a franchise in Las Vegas.
You ever seen The Replacements? I saw it, the little movie with Keanu Reeves. I tell you what.
We just got guys crossing work lines, and that's
I think the best thing to think about in this universe of just terrible destruction of JFK is that then at some point Donald Trump is going to accuse Ted Cruz's dad of being the man bat. Like that's the fucking best.
Ted Cruz, his father is Clayface. His father is a very Clayface man. We know what it is.
Trump would
it's
have
big,
gotten
yes.
on. Trump would have been interviewed by Fox News and asked him about John McCain. He said, actually, I like guys who didn't fall into a vat of chemicals. That's really not my. That's really
All
what
right,
I would.
I just want to welcome Jon Barr, friend, comedian. We're talking, guys. One of the kids. I feel like you have some things to say in this bit about us talking about JFK getting killed by Batman villains.
If I had a nickel for every time I called Jake 3 a.m. in the middle of the night, I was like, you don't understand. The Wayne family and the Kennedy family must have had political dealings with one another where they're absolutely funding this and that.
I now realize that once we got to Man-Bat, I don't know how many more how much more obscure you can get, but
I mean, my knowledge is tapped. I'll just go with what you guys say next. I think there was an eraser at one point, but I don't know.
A lot of people don't talk about it, but JFK was killed on 11/22. Thomas Wayne was killed on 2/11. There's a lot of comparisons there.
Yeah. Plus, JFK was down on the low, fully having an affair with Calendar Man. This is not.
There we go,
yeah, 100%.
Calendar Man's getting heat today, bro. He's holy shit.
You know the thing is,
It's about time.
What we don't
It's
realize
about
that-
time Calendar Man was held accountable for his act. He did a lot of crimes.
You guys remember when Poison Ivy sang "Happy Birthday, Mr. President," right?
Yeah. Oh, and she died of barbiturate overdose afterwards. Okay.
Sure,
all right.
yeah.
Let's. We all know the truth on this call.
Yeah.
that people don't realize that the League of Shadows actually funded the whole assassination because JFK was trying to use eminent domain to get the Lazarus Pit as federal land. So Ra's al Ghul had to stop that.
Rosemary Kennedy got her lobotomy at Arkham Asylum. So
there was actually a pretty strong theory that it was a single shooter because they heard out of a little two-wave radio right after the shots rang out. Wigwams, do you really want to taste it? Followed by doves flying out of the book depository window. So they thought that it might have been a single shooter.